Start Tech Talk. Wish you all a happy new year. This is the 19th episode. I'm with Tilina as well. How was the new year, Tilina?
2017.
Just start.
Yeah.
So nothing new so far, but 2016 was a kind of a sad year for singers, actors.
So many celebrities
died.
Yeah.
So and on that note, I don't know if you're into films. Star Wars new movies out. We watched it.
Yeah.
What did you feel till now? If you, I mean, like both of us not a die-hard Star Wars fans.
Personally, first half was kind of meh, but I like the second part.
Yeah. So it was actually not the sequel itself. It's just a part of the story. So basically, it's like tying one part to another. So what happens in between those two parts?
Right.
So and sadly, Carrie Fisher has died. So if you're into movies, this is a sad state. But Star Wars, in a way, I really like the sequel because this started in 1977,
right,
when actually animation and technology, there wasn't any computer animation, nothing. It's all done by modeling these things, and it was a actually epic movie in terms of the studios that they had to build and the animation. If you're not a Star Wars fan, but watch that and see like the amount of time
they have two different versions, right? With some amount of CG and without CG.
So they have the original, which is actually came on the 1977. Then they redid it with CG after I think 2002 or something. But you should try to see the first one, even with all the modeling. And if you like go to YouTube and search for how Star Wars was made in 1977, it's pretty amazing. I mean, like the attention to detail and how they made all these props. It's not like a movie that's just there. It's in the space, so there are a lot of spaceships, a lot of attention to detail. There's especially lightsabers going around, laser guns. So it's a nice movie to see. I mean,
even for kids, I think it's awesome, right?
Yeah, it's an awesome movie. There's no adult content at all, and even violence is not that bad, right? It's not a violent movie as well. So if you're into movies, that's something you need to watch. But there wasn't many like the previous Star Wars movie which came before 2015 had a lot of people coming in. There was a huge queues getting in. But this time we were able to book the movie before 3-4 hours ago, and it was basically empty theater we walked into. But in terms of box office, they made a killing. So basically it was a great movie and they made a lot of money out of it. Changing into topic, so obviously now Trump's rules US.
Yeah, the new US elect had something to say about emails and how you send messages, Kali.
Yeah.
What he said was like, if you have something important to send to someone, don't email it.
Without the government knowing.
Yeah, don't email it, just type it out or write it on a paper and send it via courier.
But don't type it in a computer.
Yeah.
So if you happen to know a place where you can get typewriters, it's a high time to get one, but make sure it's a manual typewriter. Yes. Because I remember back in the days, even when the movie Sherlock Holmes, I don't remember whether I seen it in a movie or whether I read it on the book. There has been one episode where he actually distinguished where the letter was actually typed.
Yeah, according to that, I mean, recently Russian government ordered quite a number of typewriters, which you can track the origination. I mean, every typewriter has a signature.
Exactly.
So you can track what's the typewriter used to write that letter.
So as long as you get a hold of the original typewriter, so you can see whether that typewriter was actually used to type that letter. Right. So again, this is a question in terms of we all know that governments are listening in, not only in Sri Lanka, everywhere else. All the electronic communication, easy to tap into, easy to get your data out because it's obviously on the internet.
Most of the service providers are like bound to give information.
Yeah, especially I remember when a lot of people were using Blackberries back then. People used to use it because you felt so secure about it, and US government was using it. but apparently in Saudi Arabia, in India, they willingly give that information out. So you feel using a BlackBerry, no one would see it, but actually they actually give it out for governments.
I mean, if you use a office account for email, your service provider have access to your
obviously,
data, right?
yes.
So anything on computer is hackable. I mean,
that's what he said. Basically,
yeah.
don't trust computers.
Yeah.
So whatever stored on a computer is not secure. I mean, this is going into a really, really paranoid state when so obviously unless you have really something to hide. But what the state is like, for example, places like Dubai where you don't get Viber, WhatsApp, because obviously you can't. I mean, like as a government, you can't track those, and they are not willing to give that information out.
So, Kalinga, do you think it's high time to go to real email? I mean, so that might work, right?
Yeah.
Even pigeons.
No, I mean, like I understand that you type an email, you give it to a courier company, but that has more vulnerabilities than sending it through a email. Because if you have a really secure computer, if you know what you're doing, if you encrypt your content, if you send it properly, then it's fine. I mean, like you are more secure, because if you're typing something, you're handing over to a courier person, I mean, that organization can open that letter out, see what it is, put it back together and send it out. So which one do you trust? So let's take a small break and see after this.